In this video, I will provide an overview of the author's submission process in Editorial Manager. Please note that the steps may vary depending on individual journal requirements and the type of article being submitted. Note: as you navigate through the Editorial Manager site, you will see eye icons in various locations, often positioned next to a specific feature. By clicking or hovering your mouse over these icons, you can view informational text, which may also link to supporting articles and videos. If you need to retrieve your username or password, click Send Login Details on your journal's Editorial Manager homepage. To log into your Editorial Manager account, enter your username and password, and click Author Login. Before beginning the submission process to a journal, it is important to familiarize yourself with the journal's requirements. To access a journal's guide for authors, click About and Instructions for Authors. These instructions will contain guidelines on manuscript word counts, file requirements, and other important information relevant to your submission. To the right of the author main menu, you may see links to helpful information, including upcoming author webinars, video guides and support articles, and other useful resources. When you are ready to begin the submission process for your paper, click Submit New Manuscript. First, select the relevant article type from the drop-down menu. If you are submitting to a special issue, please ensure you select the appropriate special issue article type. You may be given the option to link to your ORCID record. To do this, click Link to ORCID record. Once you are ready, click Proceed. In the Attach Files step, you should upload all files for your submission. Please note that generative AI tools should be used with caution and only to improve language and readability. If you used generative AI or AI-assisted technology, this statement should be included in your manuscript directly before the references. As you move through the submission steps, you can track your progress at the top of the screen. A green tick is displayed when a step is complete. If information is missing, a red exclamation point will appear for that step. A blue circle with down-pointing arrow indicates that you are currently on this step. You may move between steps by clicking the Proceed button at the bottom of the screen, or by clicking directly on the step at the top of the screen. Click Browse to access your computer's file list, or drag and drop a file from your computer. First, upload your primary manuscript file. Mandatory file types are indicated with an asterisk in the drop-down menu, and also in the Required for Submission section at the top left of the screen. When a required file is uploaded, a green tick will be displayed here. If you are submitting a LaTeX file, you may wish to refer to our video, Submitting a LaTeX File in Editorial Manager, for more information on how to submit in this format. If you select research data when available, you will be asked to enter the URL where the data is hosted and provide additional information such as repository name and title of the dataset. In the future, it will also become possible to upload data directly into an established data repository. For some journals, a cover letter is mandatory. A cover letter is a simple, brief business letter designed to introduce your manuscript to a prospective editor. The guide for authors for your journal should provide details on what to include in your cover letter. However, you may wish to include information such as a brief background on the research and how the data was collected, details of any previous or concurrent submissions, and any special considerations that should be given to your paper, if applicable. It is also useful to provide the editor-in-chief with any information that will support your submission, such as original or confirmatory data, details on relevance and topicality, and further information, if this is an invited resubmission of a previously rejected paper. The Declaration of Interest is a mandatory file type for many journals. All authors must disclose any financial or personal relationships that may be perceived as influencing their work. From the Attach Files step, there is a link to Elsevier's Declaration tool. The Declaration tool may also be accessed from a journal's guide for authors. Elsevier's Declaration tool can quickly and easily help you to create a comprehensive statement incorporating the International Committee of Medical Journal Editors, or ICMJE, declaration standards, if relevant to your field of research. This statement can then be downloaded and uploaded as a Word document via the Attach Files submission step. To begin the process, click Start My Declaration. For further instructions on how to use the declaration tool, please watch our video using the declaration tool in Editorial Manager. Once all files are uploaded, it is important to ensure that the correct file type has been selected from the drop-down. You may edit the description of the item, but please ensure not to use any personal identifiers. The system will automatically order your files into the order designated by the journal. If necessary, you may reorder the files. For example, if you have multiple figure files, by updating the number in the boxes and clicking Update File Order, or by simply dragging and dropping. Once all files are uploaded, click Proceed. The General Information step will have differing requirements depending on your journal. You may be asked to select the region of origin, or section or category. For some journals, you will be required to select appropriate classification terms. Classifications are fixed terms specific to each journal. To select from the list of classifications, click Add Classifications. The classification list opens in a new window. Clicking the plus icon will expand the branched list of terms. Select your terms by ticking the relevant box, clicking Add, and then Submit. The selected terms will now be displayed at the bottom of the screen. Once you have provided all relevant information, click Proceed. Depending on the journal's requirements, you will see different options on the Review Preferences step. You may have the option to request an editor to handle your paper. Some journals will require you to suggest potential reviewers for your submission. If you are unsure on a reviewer to suggest, you may find it useful to refer to the journal's editorial board, which is linked to from the journal homepage. To add a suggested reviewer, click Add Suggested Reviewer. You will need to provide the first name, last name, institution, and email address for the candidate. It may also be helpful to add a reason why you are suggesting them. Once you've entered these details, click the Save icon or the Save and Add icon to add a further reviewer. You may have the option to oppose reviewers who you would prefer not to review your submission. Please note that these are preferences only. The editor may or may not use these suggestions. Once you have provided the necessary information, click Proceed. The Additional Information step presents you with a questionnaire which the journal uses to collect necessary information relating to your submission. Please respond to each of these questions as appropriate. Once you have provided the necessary information, click Proceed. The Comments section gives you an opportunity to enter any additional comments for the journal office. These comments will not appear directly in your submission. Click Proceed to continue. The system may automatically pull some data from the uploaded manuscript file to pre-populate fields on the Manuscript Data step. This includes the title, abstract, keywords, and other information. Required fields are marked with a red asterisk. It is essential to check and verify that all information is displaying correctly. If information is missing, this is indicated by a red exclamation point icon. Details of all authors of the submission must be added. To add an author, click Add Another Author. The name, current contact email address, institution, and contributor roles are required for each author of the submission. It is important to select the institution from the drop-down when you begin typing, as you may be eligible for institutional or society discounts that could reduce your article publishing charges for Gold Open Access, if applicable. Co-authors may receive an email notification from the journal. Please see our video, Co-author Verification in Editorial Manager, FAQs, for further information. Click the Save icon to add the author to the list. You may reorder the author list by dragging and dropping an author to the correct position in the list. When all author details are entered, click Next. Add any funding information for your submission by clicking Add a funding source, or ticking Funding information is not available, as applicable. You may click Save and Submit later to return to the submission at a later date, or Build PDF for approval to proceed now. Some journals encourage authors to view and select the appropriate open access publication options at submission. Click Publishing Options to see the options available to you. Select the appropriate option from the Publishing Options screen by ticking the corresponding box. If your paper is accepted for publication, you will have the option to make changes to this selection if needed. Click Save and Return, and then Proceed. The PDF of your submission is now built. Click View Submission to access the PDF. You must view the PDF to confirm that all uploaded information is present and correct. If changes are required, click Edit Submission. Please ensure you read the Publishing Ethics Guidelines and copyright terms, and tick the I accept box to indicate that you adhere to these guidelines. Finally, click Approve Submission and OK. Your paper is now submitted to the journal for consideration, and you will receive an email confirmation. This is how to submit a paper as an author in Editorial Manager. Please visit the Journal Article Publishing Support Centre should you require further information. Thank you for watching.